Hello everyone, this is Michael from PhotoshopActionMan.com, the place to dramatically improve your photographs quickly and easily with powerful actions and tips. In this video post I'm going to show you a quick and easy method how to replace a sky in any of your photographs. If you'd like to follow along with this tutorial, if you'd like this image that's on my screen now, simply click on the downloadable link embedded into this blog post and you can follow along. So the tool we're going to use to replace the sky is we need to actually go and get a brand new sky that we're going to put into this image, and we're going to get that sky at a website called shutterstock.com. Please click on the link now embedded into this blog post that says Shutterstock. If you can't find it on the blog post, simply go to the website, scroll down on the right hand sidebar, and here is a link to Shutterstock. Click on that link. Now this takes you to Shutterstock. This is a royalty-free photo library I've used myself for years and years for various different projects. It's got an abundance of choice on it. It's very competitively priced, and it's very simple compared to a lot of the other ones I've used. So that's why I recommend it. It's never let me down and has a great customer service base as well. So this is what we're going to use. So if we type sky into Shutterstock search bar, now one thing to note here, on the left hand sidebar in image type, it's worth checking photos, because for this tutorial we don't want any illustration, we don't want any vectors, we just want photographs to work with. So click on the search and update that. Now as you can see here, there's 26,000 photographs. Like I said, there's just an abundance of photographs, so whatever sky you're looking for, you're going to find it on Shutterstock. So as you can see, all the different various skies there. For this image here on there, we're going to use, I just want to pick something simple like a standard sort of blue sky with a few nice clouds in, nothing too dramatic. So I quite like the looks of this. This is what we're going to have a look at. So what I like to do is, when I think I've found something that I like, I click into the image. Then what I do is I drag the image off and put it onto the image I'm wanting to put that sky onto. So in this case I'd put it in the top left corner. Then I will go to edit transform, go to scale. Then what I do is I scale it over the whole image like so. Now I know this is just a very low resolution screen grab type shot that I'm putting in here, but it's just basically what I want to do is I don't want to waste credits in Shutterstock and waste money, so I just want to have a kind of a quick check of what it looks like. So what I do is I put it roughly over where I think the sky's going to go. Then I go up to the layers and go to opacity, and now I'll bring that opacity right down. So basically here I can see how the clouds are going to sit in my new sky, so I can move that around a bit and get a sort of a rough idea whether I think it's going to work. So I'll put that opacity up a little bit more. So I can see that this is probably the sort of sky I'm looking for this sort of image. So I'm happy. I'm not going to waste a credit in Shutterstock if I'm paying for it. So I'll delete that layer. I know that's going to be fine. Go back to Shutterstock. Now you want to make sure you download the highest resolution possible, because we're going to be working with high resolution photography here. So it's always best to go, if it's available, go for the super size. If not, stick with the large. It's still going to be very, very big. So click on download. Now this is if you're not already signed up to Shutterstock, this is the screen you're going to come to. So if you only wanted a few skies to try this tutorial out and maybe some of my future tutorials, what I recommend is this £29 option for 5 downloads. So by the £29 5 downloads, that is, you'll get the highest resolution possible images you're looking for there. So that's great. If you're going to use this more often and you think you're going to download several skies, maybe some vector images, you might want some distressed patterns, etc, etc. So you might be best off going for the 1 month option for £149, but that gives you 25 high resolution downloads per day. So it's worth going on every single day and make sure you download that 25, so you can have a massive file of reference material that you can use with Photoshop and your photography to help improve it. But for the purpose, I don't want you to overspend if you don't need to. So what I would recommend is sticking with that £29. Don't go for the £29 small and medium downloads, because we only want to deal with high resolution photography for these tutorials. So I'm presuming you've gone through, you've clicked on this, you've bought the relevant sky. So we'll close that down. You've downloaded it to your computer, and then you have the sky opened up in Photoshop. So what we're going to do then is we're going to just simply drag that sky off onto our new image. we're going to go back to edit, transform, scale. Then we're going to do what we did with the low resolution preview, really, because we know that roughly was going to work. So we move our sky roughly in position where we think it's going to look good. So I think around about there should look okay. But again, we just go to opacity and knock that opacity down so we can see how that's going to work out, and that looks pretty good to me. So I put that opacity back up. Now this is the important bit to remember here. We're going to delete this hard edge line on the bottom of the image and make it nice and soft and blend in seamlessly to the image we've already got. And to do this, the best method is to click on a very, very large brush. So if you open your brush palette up, which is in window and brush, now you want to go to the eraser tool here. Now I've already set my brush at the correct size, which is as you can see, that's a really, really big brush. So it actually goes up to 5,000. So depending on the resolution of your shot, you might want to make that possibly even as big as 5,000, but that's probably too big. So where we were before, I was around the 2,000 mark, but this depends on the resolution of your photography. Basically, you want a really big brush like that. You don't want to eat into the image too much with this brush. Less is always more, so you're best to just come off the background like so. So we're just going to eat into that image just slightly. Now what I'm going to do is click on the mouse, select it on eraser tool, and then we're just going to sweep from left to right and then back again. So left to right, and we're just kind of working into that image very, very slowly. Nice big soft brush. So there we go. So left and right, and then that just makes an absolutely seamless sky. So if we go back to layers, if we think that sky's maybe possibly a little bit blue, a little bit too contrasty, you simply just move the opacity down a little bit to make it fit with the image you're dealing with. So on this, we'll maybe move that opacity down to around 70. Looks good. So yeah, that looks really good. So if we have a look at before and after now, so we go back into history. So that was the image before, and that's with the sky added. 100% better. It's very, very easy tip. But I think the most important thing to take out of this is that big brush. So make sure when you select it on your brush, you select a soft brush, and the brush is really, really big. So that's the way you're going to get a really natural looking sky, and it's going to just be the easiest method that you'll find out there, as opposed to masking things off and using pen tools and all that. I find that this is the simplest method. If you want any other tips like this, or you want me to go a bit more advanced with this technique, please just drop me a comment or email me. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it was really simple, and it helps improve your pictures. So great. Thanks for watching.